and injuring each other.
Yes.
We have watched from generation to generation the steady demise of the traditional family and now are paying dearly for it.
Jesus.
One key factor in this breakdown of the family is the failure of fathers.
Yes.
If we can decrease the failure rate of fathers, we will undo the disruption of the family and tame the wild side and destructive behavior of our young men.
All right.
Because of the powerful influence and luring attractions existing in youth culture today, it's the fact that fathers need to play a larger role in their children's lives today more than ever.
Yes, yes.
Time with dad makes a significant difference in the growth and development of all children. That's right. The failure of fathers has caused problems in our society that we didn't anticipate 20 years ago.
All right.
20 years ago, that time when the family stayed together. Why? Because they prayed together.
All right, yes.
Children who live apart from their fathers or a father figure are more likely to be poor, to use drugs, to exist educational, health, emotional, and behavior problems, to be the victims of child abuse, and to engage in criminal behavior.
Yes.
85% of all youth sitting in prison grow up in a fatherless home.
Yes.
Black and Hispanic families are affected the most. It's not a pack of Asian teenagers that are running around, taking individuals' iPhones and beating them up. It's not Asian teenagers. I look and every time I see an arrest made, it's black youths that are being arrested for criminal behavior. It's the failure of fathers that creates ghettos and gangs and dysfunctional children. Boys trying to find their identity through violence. Girls trying to find their identity through being sexually loose or easy.
Jesus.
We can definitely use more boys to men and girls to women or ladies through the nurturing, discipline, and love of their fathers.
Jesus.
In the text today, we find David as a father, as many fathers have today, lamenting over the death of his favorite son, Absalom. A close look at the circumstances regarding his relationship with his son Absalom will show David's failure as a father.
Jesus.
Because of poor parenting, David developed a son who brought pain and heartache to his life.
Jesus.
As a father, David shows some traits that are worthy of imitating, but he also demonstrated some serious flaws that we would do well to avoid.
All right. Teach.
I'm not exhaustive in all my ways in which fathers can fail, but a look at David's attempt at fathering reveals two we should avoid. That we should avoid. Number one, David failed at being a good role model. David failed at being a good role model. Writer Clarence Buddington wrote in reference to the importance of a father as a role model. He wrote these words, "My father didn't tell me how to live. He lived and let me watch him do it." He lived. He didn't always tell me. He lived before me, and I was able to see it in actions. My actions speaks louder than my word. For me, that speaks to the fact that our children will do what we do. They watch and do what they see us do, especially our sons, Father, especially them. They learn what to do and how to do from our behavior and actions that we model before them. Our habits and our hobbies, our occupation and our participation, our mannerisms, our mistakes, our conduct, our character, our choices, our changes, our hang-ups and our hangouts all have a direct effect or influence on shaping our children. Think about it. You're only duplicating you. In a child, we're creating mini-me's. We're duplicating who we are. David committed two sins that marred his fatherhood and had an effect upon his son Absalom. You remember Bathsheba, what David did? You remember that, right? I don't need to go into the whole story. David committed adultery with Bathsheba. And that wasn't enough. You remember Bathsheba's husband Uriah? Okay, come on, Dave. I'm talking mistakes. He had Uriah killed.
Yeah.
Somebody might say, well, you know, that was all right. He didn't do it. He did that. He just. But God said it was what? Murder.
Jesus.
God said you have murdered Uriah.
Yes.
Flesh and blood. You have murdered. And when you read Absalom's biography or his story, guess what he did? Yeah, you guess what he did? Like father, like son.
Yeah.
Absalom committed adultery. 2 Samuel 16:22 says in the Living Bible, so a tent was erected on the roof of the palace where everybody could see it, and Absalom went into the tent, laid with his father's wives. Laid with his father's wives. Now, concubines at that time wasn't just chicks on the side. It wasn't chicks on the side. A concubine at that time was a lawful wife. So he committed adultery because he laid with individuals who were married, and he laid with his father. Selah.